Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thank you for checking in. Initially, I wasn't sure what direction I wanted to go in as far as even what series this is. Because it's not necessarily a meal in the traditional sense that I would review, be that, a burger or a chicken sandwich or a pizza. As a matter of fact, this is more of a dessert, but I decided I'll still put this under the Running on Empty food review umbrella, just for the heck of it. I got a lot of requests for this one, and I'm pleased to say I got my hands on it, so I'm excited to try this one out. A new release from Taco Bell, and that in and of itself isn't all that surprising because they release stuff constantly, for better or for worse. However, this one is different. Obviously, Mountain Dew, the Baja Blast, a lot of people associate that with Taco Bell. I certainly do. I think nowadays you could purchase the Baja Blast by and of itself, but for years and years it's been associated solely with Taco Bell. And to celebrate an anniversary, and I believe it's the 20th anniversary, but it might be the 25th anniversary, Taco Bell, for a limited time, is releasing a Baja Blast Gelato. And they describe it as having a tropical lime flavor. It comes in a 3.6 ounce single-serve cup. And again, it is a gelato. It's like a dessert. Baja Blast flavored, comes with some special, unique packaging, and again, a lot of people are interested in this one, so I said, alright, I'm going to make sure I go out and get this. I have it, I have procured the goods, as they say. I will admit, though, and this is important to know, as far as obtaining the Baja Blast Gelato is concerned, you are going to have to jump through a few hoops, essentially, in order to get your hands on it. Not a ton. I mean, they've done this before, and, it's just the way that it is. This is how Taco Bell does things. They want to make this exclusive, they want to make you feel special when you get it, right? Because obviously that's what it's about. It's not about downloading their app so they could bombard you with stuff or anything like that. No, it's to make you feel special. You got to be a rewards member. And granted, to be a rewards member, it's a difficult process. There's certain initiation rituals that you have to attend, and people have mixed feelings about that. And I'm just making stuff up. There's none of that. To be a rewards member, all you have to do is go to their website, make an account, and there you go. Now you're part of the club. So you have to be a rewards member. Secondly, though, not only do you have to be a rewards member, but you could only order this through the Taco Bell app or through the website. Now, I myself don't like apps. That's just me. That's just how I see it. Some might find it silly. Some might get it. It is what it is. I'm not a big fan of apps. I didn't download the Taco Bell app. I have the rewards account. I ordered off the website. And that works too. So if you prefer not to deal with the whole app situation, you could just go online, go to their website, and put in an online order. But this is precious cargo we're talking about here. And as a result, it is available by pickup only. Because how could you trust such glorious material with some random courier? So the only way you can do it is you have to be a rewards member, you have to order it via the app or the website, and you have to go there and pick it up. So what I did is put in an order on the website, and I just went to the drive-thru, picked it up, got it right here. And that's all that there is to it. So there's that air of exclusivity to it, which, be it what it is, I was still able to get it. And they say that it's available in very limited quantity, but I ran into no difficulties as far as procuring it is concerned. The price for the gelato, $3.99. $4 for it. Comes in this Taco Bell bag right there. There it is. So it does come with its own branding. Taco Bell. What is this? Mountain Dew Baja Blast Gelato. 3.6 fluid ounces. Logo. I'll give them credit for the branding. I'm a fan of that. I can't help but notice, nutrition facts, by the way, serving size is 170 calories. I can't help but notice that stain on it. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the taco meat or something, and no, I am not going to taste that to try to find out. I guess I could only hope it's, like I said, I don't know what that is. That's how it came. It is what it is. Mountain Dew Baja Blast Gelato. A lot of people have expressed some grievances, though. They've said, look at how small the thing is. And it is understandable. It's small. It's tiny, as a matter of fact. And you can see on the bottom, too, how it's a little, it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So people have had their grievances. And admittedly, as far as advertising is concerned, they do make it seem bigger than it really is. The way they portray it, it makes it look like a big tub of ice cream, and all of that. But one thing that I have that's analogous to this that might make sense, I got some of these little, single serve ice cream. Just like some vanilla ice cream there. I'm sure you've all seen these in the supermarkets and whatnot, but you can see they're pretty much identical as far as size, structure, all of that are concerned. Pretty much identical in every regard there. And I just wanted to show that because I think that's something that most of us have seen. Probably a lot of us even have stuff like that. Those single serve ice cream things. So if you've ever had one of those, as far as quantity-wise is concerned, this is no different. Now anyway, now comes the best part. Let's try it out. So first, opening it up, comes with the little spoon right there, which I guess you could break off, and I'll try to use that to be authentic. And now this is what we're all waiting for. Let's unpeel it. Honestly, I thought there was going to be a little more in there than just that. I didn't think it was just going to be a little... I thought it was at least going to fill up the whole thing, but... yeah, looks maybe deceiving. I don't know, I just thought there was going to be a little more in there than just that. All that empty space. I don't want to critique them too hard, but I don't know. I just thought there was going to be... I thought there was going to be a little less empty room, I guess. Yeah. If it tastes good, it tastes good, right? No real... well, no, I taste... What am I talking about? I could smell a little bit of the lime. I certainly can. And it does have a vibrant color. Give credit where credit is due. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try with the feeding device supplied. I'm going to try this out. Try to eat it this way. See what it tastes like. If not, I have a spoon right there, and I know that's all sacrilegious, but I'm such a rebel, and there's nothing you could do about it. And go from there. But let's try it out. The Baja Blast Gelato from Taco Bell. It's going in. try to show you real close what it looks like. There's some thunderstorms in the area. Not sure if you could hear any rumbling in the background. So this is one of those items. And now I'll show you as it's sort of been evened out. It sort of looks more like how you would expect it to. I can't help but admit that when I first opened it up and I saw how it was narrowed out at the top there, and maybe that's not how it's supposed to be. Maybe the folks at the Taco Bell had it. Who knows how it was stored there. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that or not. This is how I more or less, pictured it being as far as width is concerned. But anyway, I couldn't help but be a little disappointed when I first opened it up and saw that, admittedly. Taste-wise, the interesting thing as far as a gelato is concerned is, of course, the texture upon which it possesses. And that's one of the biggest differences, comparing that to an ice cream, is the fact that a gelato, generally speaking, is much richer. It's much more milky to an extent. It has more of a degree of structure to it, not necessarily solidity, but structure, and it's just one of those things that's supposed to be a little fuller, for lack of a better word. And as I was trying this out, I could definitely notice that as far as the texture is concerned, that it is unmistakably a gelato, and that goes without saying, so that's one of those things, and at least they got that right. My biggest takeaway, if you want to save yourself some time, is that I regard this as a one and done promotional item. By that I mean, this is one of those things, my interpretation at least, is something that you would go out and get to say you got it, and to say, hey, I got the gelato, show a picture off to your family that obviously cares so much about the gelato that you actually got it, right? Because everyone's just going to be sitting there with bated breath, wondering if you actually got the gelato from Taco Bell or not. And, you'll try it for a little bit, you'll be like, yeah, it's all right. And then that's going to be that. And you're not really going to have the motivation to say, all right, I'm going to go back there and get another one now. And then another, and then another. I'm just going to be placing order after order. I'm going to get a sleeping bag. I'm going to set up right there outside the door so I could just be the first one in, when they open up again and get it. It's not going to happen. Like I said, this is one of those items, though, that you're going to try it out, and you're going to think to yourself, all right, tastes all right. And that's about it. That's essentially the reaction. Tastes all right. I'm not really going to rave about it, but not going to rant about it either. My interpretation, personally, is that it is Baja Blast flavored to an extent. One thing, of course, it is missing, and granted you can't replicate this with a gelato, granted, is the carbonation, of course. The carbonation and the fact that the Baja Blast is a soft drink, that always adds to it, and that always, I think, makes it a bit to an extent, or at least adds to it in a pleasant way. This obviously hasn't any of that. So, this isn't necessarily as flavorful as the Baja Blast beverage itself is, and you need to be made aware of that. I go in, I taste a little bit of that, like they even describe, tropical lime. Yes, that definitely is there. It is lime flavor, and it is reminiscent to Baja Blast, but again, it's just weaker as far as the flavor is concerned, far, far weaker than if you took a single sip of Baja Blast. I would say the flavor found in a single sip of Mountain Dew Baja Blast, the beverage, is probably about 5 times as strong as this. And I say that without exaggeration. So, my biggest takeaway was that, flavor wise, it resembles Baja Blast, but is much weaker than I thought it was going to be. And that's a little disappointing. Not terribly so, but still, I wish that the flavor were a little more potent. So again, you see it, and it's visually appealing, but it's not necessarily as flavorful as I thought it was going to be. And that's why I'm treating it as a novelty item. I think as a novelty item, my recommendation, you go into this and totally go in with the understanding it's a novelty. You're getting this to get it this one time for the fun of it, for the heck of it, to try something new for a limited time, and that's all that there is to it. And I think if you go that, you'll still be underwhelmed by essentially the fact that it's not as flavorful and maybe how small it is compared to the portrayal in advertising, but nevertheless, that's the best way to avoid being terribly disappointed by it. It tastes what it's supposed to taste like. Tastes like Baja Blast, no frills, just has that lime flavor to it. Tropical lime, sort of mellowed out, a little bit of sweetness too, but definitely just tastes like Baja Blast. But especially for a gelato that's supposed to be so rich, I was just surprised, like I said, that the flavor is just a bit on the weaker side, and much more mild than the beverage itself is, and I think that's going to disappoint some people. But it's a novelty, and that's understandable. $4 for this. Novelty item at a novelty price, essentially. $4 is too much for it, granted, but I can understand why they priced it the way that they did. My biggest grievance is, again, the fact that it's just not more flavorful, all things considered. I think it could have just been a bit more potent. And that's the biggest thing, but novelty item, and if you just go ahead and get this, I can't see you being really disappointed with it, because it still tastes like what it's supposed to taste like. It's just perhaps not going to be as strong as maybe you hoped for it to be. And just understand that going in. But I like the branding, I like the appearance, wish there was a little bit more of it, and I wish it was a little more flavorful, but otherwise tastes like it was supposed to. So therefore, out of 10, I'm not disappointed with it. I could have been a little more impressed by it, but I wouldn't call myself disappointed by this either. So therefore, out of 10, I'm going to be rating the Taco Bell Baja Blast Gelato a 6.7 out of 10. It's good enough for what it is. It's good enough for a novelty, but definitely some things that they could have improved upon, but it is not bad in any regard. This is an item that once is enough, and that's all there is to it. Certainly doesn't leave me with the urge to go back and want to get it again and again and again and make me wish, it's such a shame that this is a limited time and I can't wait for them to bring it back. It's like, all right, I tried it, and that's all there is to it. I've had enough. So that's all that I have for you. And thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week, and that concludes this Running on Empty food review. Take care.